Oh, hey guys. So I just got back from a hard session that we did in Camp Verde. Camp Verde is about 45 minutes south, so having a workout down there kind of takes the majority of my morning. You know, I was up at 5 a.m. and we left at 6, and now it's almost 10:30. So the workout we did, it was actually a really good one. It was 7 times a K at 3:16 with 1 minute rest. And then we had 3 minutes and we had to do basically an all-out mile. Coach Ben didn't give us a pace. He kind of just wanted to see what we had off tired legs. And I was pretty pleased. I closed in a 4:53. And so that was my best mile workout, or best mile rep in a workout that I've done in my career. So good sign. So I'm going to take you guys through my post-run recovery from what it looks like once I get home to, usually an hour after the workout. It went well, actually. Yeah, I closed the mile in 4:53.
Oh, I've done that.
Oh, cool. Good for you. So the first thing I do, usually I will have done this. If I have like a workout that's far away, I will have made the smoothie beforehand. But I just had some picky bars, Gatorade, water post run. But normally before I leave the house, I will make this protein smoothie. So I use brown rice protein powder, gluten, dairy, soy-free. And then I like to freeze my bananas the night before. Usually aim for scoop and a half of rice protein powder, which comes out to be around 12 to 15 grams of protein. If I'm feeling really good nutritionally, I will try to sneak some kale in this smoothie. I don't always do that, but I'm gonna try to work on getting those nutrients in there. Most important ingredient, peanut butter. So I don't really measure, but I just kind of look for a good amount of peanut butter. So I don't know, if you're eyeballing it, probably like over 2 spoonfuls of peanut butter. And I'm gonna cram a bunch of kale in there. Literally cram it in. The one thing I aim for, like I mentioned about having the smoothie, I'm really big on that 30-minute post-workout. I try to have something to eat or drink within 30 minutes of finishing my workout, because that is when your body is the high glycemic window, and your body is basically a sponge, and it's going to absorb anything you give it, and that's when you want to start to repair muscle breakdown within that 30-minute window. Okay, you guys want to see what this yumminess looks like? Usually I go shower, but I'm not going to show you guys that, so we'll just fast forward and go over to my recovery area. I'm not a big believer in just active stretching. You know, sometimes you'll see people just holding their hamstrings for a really long time. That stuff makes you tighter, but I am a big believer in rolling out pre, post run and all throughout the day. I got this cool new roller from Kyle Merber and Foon. They just launched the Vibrating Roller. I don't know if you can hear it, but I love this because it kind of does the work for you. So I'll usually, my areas post run are my glutes get really tight, my hamstrings. I just try to roll out each side equally so there's no imbalances. I usually spend, it kind of depends. If I had a really hard session and my body is hurting, I will spend 5 to 10 minutes rolling out like this. If the kids are home when I get back from a workout, we try to make it like a fun thing that they roll out with me, so then I can kind of get more time. But I will probably spend less time right after a workout than that evening is when I'll roll out again. But I'll use this for areas that are a little tougher than the vibrating. My hip flexors, this one's a really good stretch. This is right on that outer hip bone, glute attachment, and hip flexors. And the back. The back is something I tend to ignore a lot, and then it catches up to me inevitably within a couple weeks of hard training. When I get really tired, my shoulders go up, so I really have to work on keeping my back loose. And this is the foot log. This one's really cool because all of these can travel. I usually take all of these with me on trips. They pack easily in a backpack or a check bag. But the foot roller is working on getting that plantar loose, making sure your toes are activating well and working separately and not just one clump together. Now we're gonna go take a warm Epsom salt bath. Gotta move the kid toys. Lots of kid toys. People subscribe to ice and cold baths, but throughout the last couple years of my career, we've really got on the heat train, and I just find, I don't know if being older or whatever it is, but doing a warm bath is much more conducive to my body and recovery, and it has just been working, so we're sticking with it. These are just generic Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate. You can also get some that have a nice smell with them, rosemary and mint. A lot of them have lavender because Epsom salt and magnesium are like sleep aids, and they help with recovery and help you sleep, so they try to make them smell really nice. And start getting undressed, and I'm gonna cut this off because you guys shouldn't see me naked. After my bath, I usually take an hour to an hour and a half nap, and then after I get up, a couple hours later is when I will do a NormaTec session. Can't wait until Riley and Hudson figure out what these are for, and they start trying to put these on. Easy. Plug in. I recliner not included. And then there's different levels. At this point, I've had these for so long, I can do the highest level, and on this machine that's 7, and I'll usually do a 40-minute session. And what it does is it's gonna go from my feet all the way up to my hips, and just compress, release, compress, release. So it's going to encourage blood flow, and essentially it's just giving my legs a nice massage. I do these probably 4 to 5 times a week. I also get a weekly massage from one of my therapists in town, but these are great to use. You can't really have too much massage work or body work with how much we're training and running. Yeah, so as you can see, there's nothing fancy or special in my recovery day. I think a lot of people are looking for tricks or shortcuts or something that's going to be the next fix, but it's really just about consistency of recovery and sticking to a couple principles. And for me, it's that post 30-minute window, making sure my nutrition is dialed in and I'm getting some food or drink within that 30 minutes. If I have time to do a warm Epsom salt bath, I try to have that after all my hard sessions. And then 5 to 10 minutes of rolling post-workout is really not a lot of time in the scheme of a day. You know, even if you were someone that was at work, maybe you can bring a roller, and when you have your lunch break, you know, you're foam rolling in the, I don't know, the office break room. And then the NormaTec session, like I said, I do 4 to 5 times a week. But it's just consistency. I try to do these things every day in a routine manner. And when you stack that weeks upon weeks, that's what's going to lead to consistent recovery. And that's how I get benefits from training, sleeping well, eating right, and all of that added up, you know, is a successful recipe, I think. So thanks for hanging out with me in my recovery session. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions on some of the things I did or some other tips on what you can do, as always, please feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below, and I will see you next Sunday.